What's up guys, welcome to Blake's Garage. Today we are here with a S4. I know it's a different car, this is a B5 S4. Jorge's behind the camera right now.
Hey guys.
So we are gonna be installing some new lower control arms on the car. So we got this rear lower control arm right here, and we have the front. And these are 034 Motorsports bushings in these, so they're a little bit of an aftermarket upgrade. I think they just insert this little plastic guy right here, is that correct? So these whole bushings are actually filled by 034 Motorsports to make them stiffer, and then you get less deflection on high G cornering to make your car handle better. And this thing hits some track days, so we're gonna get them set up with some new control arms, put them on the car. All right, so first off, we're gonna take these two bolts off, which are 18 millimeters on each side. We put a wrench on each side. There's a little pocket down here, and try to bust it loose. It's an older car, so we'll see how it works. Use something as leverage. All right, there we go. So I used to have one of these cars, and I remember this fondly. This bolt will not come out because it hits the body of the car. So what you actually have to do is you actually have to drop the subframe slightly. So we're gonna unbolt this a little bit, let it sag, let the subframe sag in the car. That'll give us enough room to actually get this bolt out. Not the funnest thing to do or any of that, but unfortunately, it's what you gotta do to get this bolt out and a new one back in. So we're busting off this top bolt right now because we need a little bit more like jiggle in this control arm right here to get this bolt out. It's being a real pain in the ass. So once we pop this off with a ball joint splitter, I think we'll be able to wiggle this around a little bit more and get in there.
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
Bolts out. So then once you take the bolt out, you just go like this. And it's super easy. It's just two bolts.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We will go ahead and throw this new nut and bolt in and get this thing installed in the car. Finally, I got this thing in here and it's threading through. So not the easiest bolt to get in, but it's manageable, I guess.
Would you rate it out of 10?
It's like a annoying, it's an annoying 4, but out of 10, because it's annoying, it's a 10 out of 10. But the actual thing, it's one bolt, you know? So right now I'm just semi-torquing this down, not really torquing, but we're just getting it kind of like hand loose, if you will. We'll torque this down. I'll put the car on stands, we'll put the wheels on, and we'll get the final torque on these control arms. But for right now, I'm just gonna get nice and snug. We'll get it put in there, and we'll install the ball joint now. When you notice the trick of the guy like spinning the bolt the other way on a YouTube video, when you're filming a YouTube video, yeah, that would have saved a lot of time. All right, so we're torquing down the ball joint. I did put this under a bit of load so that it's underneath the actual control arm, and getting that one nice and tight on there. We'll be good to go on the ball joint. Then we can move on to the next arm. Still do have to torque this down, but we'll do that when the wheel is on the car. All right, so this rear control arm is all finished, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it looked like 2 bolts and it looked very easy, but I think it took about 2 hours, just so you guys are aware. And now we'll move on to the front control arm here. This one's under tension though because of how I have the car jacked up. So I gotta get the other side in the air real quick. So we'll kind of mess around with that because I gotta release the sway bar, the coilover, 2 bolts. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts on this one or something. Hopefully this one's easier. Fuck. Ah, my wrist fell off. It's done. Okay. Scared me. It scared me. It worked. Yay. Okay, so now just 2 of the bolts. So when we talk about bolting this up under tension, you want to come around to this side. I'll kind of show you. So we're mentioning having the car under a load. So you want to like jack up the car so that the weight of the vehicle is on that end when you're bolting down those inside pieces. The reason for that, if you look at this, see how this just kind of springs back up, gets a little donk barn effect going on. That's because those bolts are tightened so fucking much, and I can't get them loose right now, but it's putting torsional pressure on the bushing, so that when the car cycles through the suspension, if it's torqued down in the wrong position, it's gonna go. So you want to get it right. Does that make sense? I told you the bolts are tight. Did you think it moves? Just I'm telling you, every bolt's been like this on this car. I'm like, it's just 2 bolts. So we had a little collaboration between George and I. I don't know, we were like iron and steel poles and trying all sorts of contortion procedures, I guess. That bolt is not coming off. So that inside bolt, big pain in the ass. We're just gonna skip it. That one's gonna have to get on a lift with like a heavy duty pry bar. So we're skipping that guy. We're gonna put this back, and then we're gonna try that, we'll try that other side, see how that goes.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
This side is all bolted up. We're gonna go ahead and throw the wheel back on. I'm gonna try to knock out this front rear one right here. I know it's a weird thing to say front rear, but the front back control arm, try to bust that out because it hopefully will be easier this time because I have a little bit of a flow, I think, maybe. So we'll try that, and George is gonna do a oil change, and we'll get this thing off of the jack stands. Where are we at? Getting in that fun bolt. Oh, hello friends. We're getting in that bolt. That was a real pain in the weenus last time. We're doing it on this side now. Trying to see if I can't send it. Speed up the process a little bit. That kind of worked. And then once we get that in, I can tighten this down and give her a shake, and we'll be good to go on this one. George's oil filter, like, it looked like it had some prior abuse. So I was like, bro, what's up with your oil filter? He's like, I don't know, not sure. I feel like I know. I feel like that thing did not come off last time. I think it was skipped because literally ripped a hole in it trying to get it off, and that thing was torqued to like 200 foot-pounds. We finally got it after, what, 8 or 9 attempts?
Something like that.
Something like that, and all the muscles in the world, and we did it. So we're feeling pretty good, but yeah, world's hardest oil change. We should have filmed that. All right, so we are finishing up on this car. We just ended up doing those rear ones. We skipped these for now, these control arms, just because that one side was an absolute nightmare with those inside. Not to say we couldn't do it, but it just like, we're gonna need a lift and like a lot of leverage. Like someone's gonna need to hang off of that bolt. George and I both gave it all the beans we could. And it wasn't having it, and it's like, it's either gonna like shear off or do something crazy. So he's got to drive it home today. So that we wouldn't leave it here broken and having like extra work, we're gonna have someone else do those. Not to say you can't do it, but I'm not breaking it today. That's what I'm gonna say. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon, later, and rinse on.